Hey everybody, how are you today? Welcome to the big show. It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce, TWB. Welcome one and all to the show. I'm glad you're here. Just noticed I've got to change this right here and make that traveling with Bruce. Unfortunately, I have my t-shirt, my sweatshirt on from my other channel because it's cold here in Palm Desert. I only have t-shirts. I got t-shirts from the other channel, but not sweatshirts. So I'm just trying to stay warm here. Welcome one and all to the big show here from Palm Desert, California, where we are still getting the odd cold front through here. We're getting a band of rain from time to time. Lately, it's been nice and sunny, but it's been cool. And I know that our friends in Tennessee and our friends in Florida, in certain spots have been cool as well. It's been one of those winters this year. What can I say? But I hope you're doing well out there. Hope you're all healthy and you're doing well. Here in the desert, the good news is Jennifer is coming along just great. Thank you for all of your best wishes and reaching out to us and letting us know how you're thinking of her. She is coming along wonderfully. Her physiotherapy is working well. She's done 3 weeks now, fourth week now, happening this week, and she's doing all of her exercises and gaining strength and flexibility. The trick now is to be able to do what you're supposed to do and tell your brain it's okay. It's not going to hurt if you do this now. The brain thinks, no, no, no. For 10 years, every time we did that, it used to hurt, and you're going, no, no, it's okay now. We fixed that problem. So you're getting over that as well. It takes a bit of time, and it's amazing how the body recovers and how the mind reacts. But bit by bit, Jen just keeps doing more and more every day, what we consider completely normal behavior and activity for Jennifer is now becoming normal, pain free behavior. And this is a big one, and we're going to keep going down that road. We're quite excited about that. The question will be for us, how far the recovery will go, because she's still using her walker at the moment. She will be off her walker. The thinking is in the next week to 2 weeks. She may not need it anymore. She'll be back to her walking cane. And then the hope is within a month of that, she won't need that anymore. And she'll be able to walk without any assistance whatsoever. Well, that would be a big one. Then the question is, endurance wise, into March and April, what kind of endurance levels are we going to have? And then we will discuss between the two of us just what's the plan for travel. Is there a plan for travel? And if so, where and whatever. So there's a lot to figure out, but we'll just right now it's day to day, week to week as we improve her condition dramatically, and we are thrilled about how it's coming. We're very happy. Her therapist is really happy. So thank you all for popping in and saying hi to us. It's great to see you. If you are able to hit the thumbs up button for us and tell us what thumbs up number you are, by all means do so. I would really appreciate that. They are coming in. We thank you. Christina was here very early going, is this thing on? You're way early. Hello, all. Go SoFi as one of my other viewers from my other channel. Nice to have you here. NCL is offering a New York City, Iceland soon. This is sweet because NCL's New York City port only does 7-day Bermudas, the occasional 7-day Canada, and I think a 10-day Caribbean cruise. Robert is here. Hi, Robert. Checking in early tonight to let everyone know that I don't feel good tonight. I'm not going to bed. I'll catch you guys on the rerun. Right on, sir. Take care of yourself. Shady Hill, Homestead, Bruce, number 5 on the thumbs up meter. Ken Kareka. Good evening, Bruce and all. Janet and Ken from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 28 degrees with clouds. Gasoline has increased up to $3.46 and a gallon, and we are we got a number, but I don't know what that number is. But they've hit the thumbs up button, and I say thank you all, and the two of you for doing that. Thank you also. Earlier this past week, you sent me an article. It was a Bloomberg article regarding MSC. It was a very interesting article. It had to do with the MSC parent company, not necessarily the cruise line, but the company that owns the cruise line, which is the container ship operator, and it's the second largest in the world. A very fascinating history of that company and their past accomplishments. Private company run out of Switzerland, family firm. Very interesting how they've had issues the last number of years. Unfortunately, they're dealing right now with a problem on board some of their ships, and that is they have discovered and law enforcement has figured out that there's gang activity going on some of these container ships where gangs of drug runners are basically threatening crews with all kinds of issues if they don't cooperate. And what's happening is, in some cases, these cruise ships, when they go to South America, they're 5 miles offshore, and these speedboats, 10 miles offshore, speedboats come running up to them, and crew is forced to accept bags of containers containing cocaine and other substances to stuff into some of these containers, these container ship containers. And then these ships move to wherever they're dropping these loads off at, and a very high percentage of this product is making its way into the system. And apparently, Rotterdam and Antwerp, Belgium, in Europe, are overrun right now with containers from container ships that are just loaded with this stuff, and the law enforcement can't stop it all. It's just so much of it. Anyway, it's an issue. Anyway, I thank you for sending me that article. It was fascinating reading and scary. You can imagine the logistics involved. Stephen Butler is here in Northwest Arkansas. Gas is $3.10 a gallon. It's 37 Fahrenheit right now. It's dropping fast. Winter storm advisory for tomorrow with 4 to 6 inches of snow predicted in Arkansas. We will be at home sitting around the wood stove. My gosh. Nathan is here. Number 8, thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. Stephen Butler goes on to say in Northwest Arkansas, number 4 on the like button, by the way. Thank you, and watch out. Nathan, gas on the low end at 306 and the high end, well, let's just say it's almost $4 a gallon here. Snow was the weather event this morning. By the afternoon, clear and sunny skies. 82 days until I cruise. Jeannie is in the house. Hello again, Bruce and Bill. Jeannie are back for the big show. We were happy to hear that Jen is doing so well. Thank you, both of you from East Tennessee. They were telling me earlier it was 38 degrees Fahrenheit over there. That's kind of cool for that area. Tim Bowman coming over from the sponsor member show. It's 44 Fahrenheit and overcast in Seattle. I am number 10, by the way, on that thumbs up meter. Thank you, my friend. Dave Guido is here saying hello. Rocky Grasso is in the house. Hi, Bruce. From Chesapeake, Virginia, where gas is back up to $3.40 a gallon. Temperature's 48 degrees, down from 52 earlier today, and I'm thumbs up number 9. Thank you, my friend. Sharon is in the house. How you doing? Kevin sends regards. He's out of town on a business trip tonight. Glad to hear Jen is recovering well. Kirk Brunson, hi there, Bruce and TLB family. Kirk from New York is here. Kirk's YouTube and Facebook channel. Thank you, my friend, for being here again. Sylvia's in the house. Number 14. Hi, Bruce and Jen. I will be eating fish, shrimp, green beans, and mac and cheese while listening to you. Sounds delicious. Ms. M. Hi, Bruce and TW Beers from the Fraser Valley. Kit Kat is here. Hi, Bruce and Jen. 31 right now in Massachusetts. Snow has ended. I paid $2.95 a gallon yesterday at Costco. Ms. M, number 16, thumbs ups for you, Bruce. Gas is $1.70 a liter. Thank you all for hitting the thumbs up button for us, getting us closer and closer to the 100 mark that we seek for every one of these shows. We don't normally hit 100 during the live portion of the show, but we do nail it in the reruns. And a lot of folks catch this live show later tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and they hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, all you rerunners out there, for hitting the thumbs up button. Let us know what number you are if you're doing it. We love to hear you. Sylvia, Bruce, pretty soon you won't be able to keep up with Jennifer. I'm hoping that's the case. Kirk, thumbs up, number 21. Chuck Spencer, hey, how you doing there, buddy? Stephen Butler, Lady Liberty at Big Cedar, Branson, brunch and dinner day cruises on Table Rock Lake. A virtual tour of the 62-foot luxury yacht on their website is powered by Matterport. Nice boat for a day cruise. Interesting. Ken, correct. Oops, number 6 is where we are, buddy. Chuck, last shift of the work week for 2 weeks, going on the Vloggers cruise out of New Orleans on Sunday. Rock and roll. Enjoy. Fantastic. I think it was number 20 tonight. Thank you, my friend. Sylvia, number 27 thumbs ups are in the house. You need 73 more. Beautiful. They're coming. Thank you all for helping us out. Nikki Singleton, greetings all. There's nothing like a crispy cannoli and a cup of coffee on a chilly night. Jason Kimmons, good evening, Bruce. Thank you for your live cruise content. Thank you, and more than happy to do it. Some news that I have for you today. I'm going to talk to you today about some news from, hang on a second, from Seabourn. I'm going to talk to you about some Norwegian news today. Got some other cruise information that's coming out, some China news, and I have a couple of cruises I'm going to highlight tonight that you might want to look into for one of those bucket list kind of trips you've always been thinking about. So stay tuned for those that are coming up rather shortly. Nice to have you all here from around the world. I know you're watching from Australia, from Europe, from North America. It's great having you here. So appreciate this. Again, thank you all very much. Also, thanks to any of you out there who have been going on to my videos in the history of my channel. Some of you have been watching some of my past videos, including the one that is actually catching a little bit of fire right now. The video that Jennifer and I made from Hamburg, Germany. We did 2 of them there, about the miniature museum in Hamburg. This is the most unbelievable place. You need all day to see this place. You cannot believe what you're looking at. Someone tries to describe it to you, and you're thinking, "Oh, it's a little model railroad museum." No, it's not. No, it is a collection of displays of the world in miniature, including trains, planes, and automobiles, and boats, and trucks, all moving and flying. And there's nighttime and daytime as the lights dim in the evening, and then sunrise comes up. It's unbelievable. There's about 3 or 4 floors of this museum in a large building, and now they've got an adjacent building that they're expanding into because they're never done. They're never finished building out this gigantic miniature museum. School groups come here. International travelers from around the world come to this place. I tried to make a video. I ended up making 2 videos. One was 30 minutes long. The other one was 18 minutes long. And I did the best I could with my iPhone to capture it all. And then I did a voiceover of what you're looking at. This video is catching views, including the second one as well. I was very impressed. I know some of you watched it because I mentioned it last week. I want to thank you again for doing that and giving it a thumbs up. That video is now cranking about, it used to crank about 10 to 20 views a day. It's now pushing 250 to 300 a day. It's not like viral, but for this channel, this is huge. Thank you all for catching. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. You get a kick out of it. All right, let's see here. Curtis is here. How you doing, Curtis? Gas is $3.59 in Cape Coral, Florida. And Robert says, I did not tell the truth. I just came back. Welcome back. Now, let's talk about some news today on the cruise side. Okay, thanks again, by the way, for these thumbs ups. We now have 33 thumbs ups in the house. If you're giving us a thumbs up, let us know what number you are. We'll keep track of that. Now, Seabourn Cruises. Seabourn is owned by Carnival. It's their high-end 6-star cruise line. And Seabourn built a brand new ship a couple of years ago called the Venture. Now, this ship is not a typical 6-star luxury cruise ship. This one is designed to go to the Antarctic, where all the where all this ice flows are, the Arctic Ocean as well. Well, apparently they've had to cancel their sailings from April the 7th to April the 30th. The ship has got stabilizer problems, which means on the bottom of the ship there are these fins that stick out into the water around the middle of the ship. They usually have two and two more. And these are fins that adjust as the ship is going through the water. These fins that stick out will adjust to compensate for roll of the ship. They'll minimize it and keep the ship much more steady. And they'll also try to minimize the front and back roll. So this roll and the sideway roll, computer controlled, computer programmed, very effective. Not a brand new invention, but certainly on the computer controlled part of things. But apparently, the ship is having stabilizer issues big time. And the problem is that because the ship plies the waters between South America and the Antarctic, we are talking about some of the most violent wave activity on the seas. And these are not 1,100 feet long ships. They're not these gigantic monsters, so they are affected. So this ship is going in for almost, well, it looks like 23 days of dry dock to probably get these rebuilt, and this is going to cost a fortune. News out of Norwegian Cruise Line came out today. Looks like Norwegian is joining other cruise lines one by one. They're all now doing exactly the same thing. They're all announcing that the days of you being able to go on a cruise ship and go through security and check in and all that, and then go onto the ship, go to your cabin, find your bags, and then the muster tour where you just watch a video in your ship to the so-called muster tour. Those days are over. They are going back to the old days. Mandatory muster drills in person at your muster station, and you will be checked in like you used to be checked in. And if you don't show, you're in big trouble. Apparently, there's speculation as to why is this going on. Why is it that the cruise lines eagerly they went to the muster system in great eagerness, and now all of a sudden the brakes have been slammed on that, and they now must do it this way, the old way. And I have a suspicion there's two reasons that are not being discussed with you. They're not ever going to tell you this because it's embarrassing. One is it's possible that the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard, is saying, no. We're not going to allow you guys to get 5,000 passengers on a ship for a week where they're going to get hammered and just party it up. And all you're making them do is watch a video in their cabin. No. That's not going to happen. We want these folks to put their life jacket preservers on or find them and bring them with them to a presentation. And we want you to take them to their muster station exactly where it is. And I think the second reason, insurance. I have a suspicion that the legal department of the insurance company is talking to the legal department of the cruise lines, and they're saying, boys and girls, no way are we going to cover you guys if you run into a problem and passengers are lost or missing, or they don't show up at their muster station because they don't know what they're doing because you had them watch a video and you didn't verify they watched the video. You couldn't watch them watch the video. Not going to happen. It has to be done in person. So I have a suspicion that from a safety point of view and from a practical sense point of view, this is being done. I can tell you, though, my hunch is that the cruise lines wanted to keep it the way it was. They love this whole thing because they didn't have to round up 50 or 80 of their people to handle all this stuff. Because if you recall, if you've ever been on a cruise where you have a real muster drill, you know what kind of chaos it is. It's complete chaos. You have to have the alarms are going off, and you have to be at your muster station at 4 o'clock or 4:30, and it's the same time that we're just getting ready to leave the shore, and the port. All we want to do is go to the top deck and wave, and just watch us leave the harbor. No. At that time, they're trying to do the muster drill, and the muster drill is complete chaos because people don't know where they're going. They don't know what side of the ship they're on. They don't know what starboard means. They don't know what aft means. They don't know stern, and I have no idea. And so you've got all these folks on the stairwells directing people, and then you got them at the elevator stations directing people and all the levels. I would imagine they might have 200 staff trying to handle a 5,000 ship cruise ship, a 500 passenger cruise ship to get this done. But that's where it's going, back to the old muster drill, and that e-drill is a thing of the past, probably never to return, I suppose. Okay. I got some other things to tell you about. First of all, news out of China. This just came out. I read this today. I'm not sure how old this is. I think this is fairly recent. The story is right now, as we're spending time with each other, China is going through their Chinese New Year celebrations, the lunar celebrations, and the Chinese have been allowed to now travel throughout China and elsewhere, and 1.4 billion people have been released from this massive COVID lockdown thing that has been going on for over 2 years. 1.4 billion. The story is coming out of China that 80%, 80% of the population of China has tested positive for COVID. 80%. That's a billion people. And if you think that isn't coming out of there, that virus is going to stay in the borders of China, think again. This is a new wave that is going to permeate out over the next few months. Unstoppable, impossible to control, because if a Chinese national, a person from China, goes to Japan on a cruise, or goes to the Philippines, or goes to Singapore on a weekend, and exposes someone from Singapore to the virus, and that person, who doesn't know they have it, boards an airplane to Los Angeles for a 2-week holiday, they're spreading it in Los Angeles. They don't even know they're doing it. And so the Chinese virus is in America. It's going to be in every country of the world over the next few weeks and months. And for some folks, it's going to be a problem because their immune system isn't going to be able to handle it. For other folks, it's not going to be any problem whatsoever because they've been inoculated and they can fight it off, and everywhere in between. And so 1 billion carriers are now carrying this virus. And how many have already recovered from it? How many are getting ill from it? We do know, and we are hearing of vast numbers of hospitalizations, overcapacity in many parts of China already. And a high number of deaths have already been recorded, and a high number of deaths have not been recorded. They've happened, but they've not been recorded as such. And so just want to let you know. So if you're planning a cruise, you may want to think twice about visiting Hong Kong or visiting Shanghai. You're thinking about going to the Great Wall of China. You may want to wait a couple of years. Just saying, this is out there, and it is just spreading like wildfire. It's gone completely unchecked. I don't know what to make of it. Well, I do want to make of it, but we'll see what gives. All right. What else is going on here? Thank you for being here. Let's see here. We've got Steve saying 25 Fahrenheit gas is $3.59 a gallon in Greeley, Colorado. You look bundled up. Must be cold. 29 in Charlotte, says Eddie. Steve Bartley, number 33. Louise. Hi there, Louise. Hi, Bruce and TLB family. Hi, Jeannie. And nice husband. Sylvia, that's rough waters down near Antarctica in South America. You got that right. Louise is saying, I'm enjoying my TWB phone stand. I forgot the can of organic tomato sauce. And TWB shirt, swimming with the fishies motif. Right on. Christina, who's this guy? Louise, that cell phone stand really works great. That's the cell phone amplifier. Indeed it does. Christina, he looks like an uncle I have who likes to talk about stocks. Hey, those cell phone amplifiers I hear are amazing. They are. Chuck, John Hell, the brand ambassador for Carnival, has said that Carnival has zero intention of going back to the old way of muster earlier this week. Well, we'll find out what the insurance company has to say about that. Russell Yealy, do not like traditional muster. I don't like it. Christina, my family and I, 5 kids, came back from a cruise in July. The baby got COVID on the ship, and we were on lockdown. Chuck, on my last Carnival cruise, they only let me get 2 drinks before I had to go to the muster station and do the e-muster. I think that's the best way, though. Interesting, in my opinion. Christina, the baby couldn't get vaccinated, so they had us all test prior to getting on the ship, and then the baby had to test as we were getting off on day 6 of 7. On Royal, when we mustered, it was at a location on the ship. Wasn't what I knew of the typical muster in previous cruises. Very interesting. Eddie, China should lock down again. It's not good. Well, it's too late now. The genie is out of the bottle, and it's out there, kids. It's out there. All right, let me tell you the next little bit of news, and I got a couple of cruises for you to think about. There have been I've done story after story after story the last month now about all these new charges that you're getting hit with on cruise ships, or these increased charges that you're getting hit with on cruises. And I've been doing it sort of like, on a per day basis. This is so much a day more, or if you order this, it's so much for that. Here's something I've put together for you. This I found earlier today. This is some of the new charges, and this is what they really are. This is unbelievable. These are some of the most outrageous numbers that are out there. It's absolutely unbelievable. Norwegian now charges for mandatory daily gratuity fees. The tips that go to the room steward and the waiters and all this. These have been lifted by all the cruise lines, but Norwegian is the worst offender. If you take a 1-week cruise with a family of 4, you're going to pay on Norwegian $560 in gratuity charges for a family of 4. $560 for a 1-week cruise. That's unbelievable. The drink packages, okay? The premier top of the line drink package on Norwegian, that they call it the top tier, is $165 a day per person, plus a mandatory 20% gratuity on top of that. And that comes out to $1,159 per week. We're talking 7 days at not quite $200 a night. And here's the thing. There's 2 of you in the cabin, husband and wife. You both have to get it. If the wife gets it, the husband has to get it as well. Now you double that charge. You're now talking about $2,300 for a 1-week cruise for a premium drink package for husband and wife. It's unbelievable, because you see, what used to happen was the husband would get the drink package, or the wife would get the drink package, and then she'd go to the bar and order a rye and Coke, you see. And then she would walk back to her lounger somewhere and give her husband the rye and Coke. And then she would go to the bar and get herself a beer or something like that. And then she'd take that back and enjoy her beer. And there would be the 2 for 1. Well, the cruise line doesn't play that game anymore. No. The other little trick was the one of the 2, the husband or the wife, whoever had the package, they would go to the bar on the pool deck and they would get a drink. And they would then deliver that to their partner. And then they would go to another bar at the piano lounge or somewhere else and get a drink there. And they would take that somewhere else on the ship. Not anymore. Now you each have to get one. And so you want to be on a ship, want to be on a Norwegian cruise for a week and have the top tier package for you and your wife, $23 plus $100 for the week. Wow. You got 2 kids with you. They don't have to buy the drink package, but they're part of that $560 mandatory tip thing. So now we're up to $2,900 for gratuities and 2 drink packages. Are you having fun yet? Wi-Fi prices. I was talking about Wi-Fi on my earlier show. It used to be, as I remember, in 2008, I took a cruise on the Holland America Oosterdam with my wife and a couple of friends. And that was my first cruise on a modern day cruise ship since I'd been on an ocean liner in 1962. 1962, there was no internet. The only way you could communicate to land on an ocean liner in 1962 is you had to go to the purser's office, and you could send a telegram, and it would be Morse code. and that would cost you a fortune to send and receive that message. In 2008, when I was on a cruise ship with Jennifer, they had the internet cafe. They had a room, probably 700, 800 square feet, with all kinds of desktop computers at these computer stations, and you used to pay by the minute. And you could buy 100 minutes for $200, or you could buy 50 minutes for $99.99. Sometimes they'd have a special, some kind of a deal that gave you so many minutes at a set rate. But you were on the internet by the minute, and it wouldn't be uncommon. I think in our case for that cruise, we probably dropped $200 that week for internet access to just send and receive emails, and I got a couple of stock quotes, and that was about it. That was 2008. Now, of course, internet is wireless, and of course, you can use your phone on a cruise ship. You can use your laptop, your iPad, or whatever you want. But I guess one of the worst offenders for cost is Princess. Princess Cruise Lines is now charging for 4 devices. If you want to have, like, you and your wife have a cell phone, and the kids have an iPad, and then you have a laptop to be used. That's 4 devices. We're talking $40 a day, $280 a week to have 4 devices used on a cruise for a 1-week cruise. Room service fees now. Celebrity is charging $9.95 to deliver anything to your room, plus a mandatory 18% gratuity, which brings it to $11.74. If you're ordering a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for your 8-year-old child, and you got 2 of them, let's say, you order each one of those, Carnival will now charge you $4.95 for each of the peanut butter and jelly on white sandwiches, and you're going to pay a $9.95 delivery fee on top of that. So $20 for 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Welcome to the 2023 cruise line world that we're into now. Unreal. Restaurants, last one here was Carnival. They increased the cost of their steakhouse. They used to charge about $40 a person to go into the steakhouse. It's now $48 each to walk in to the steakhouse at Carnival. Now, of course, you want a beer and a glass of wine, and you don't have the drink package, you can add $25 to that. So, you're not coming out of there for under $150, $160. That's no longer part of your cruise anymore. Unbelievable. It's just incredible. All right. I've got 2 cruises for you that I want to talk to you about that might be of interest for you. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm no longer interested in NCL. I even own NCL stocks, as Russell. Eddie, NCL is our for everyone. Christina, we had to tell the kids they will not be getting the internet package for our cruise. It was $500 for the week. Well, when the baby got COVID, they turned on the internet for us, and that was awful nice of them to do that. Christina Royal also refunded us 2 days since we were restricted to our room. We got 2 junior suites connected with balcony. Family of 7 can't stay in one room. Zed Estate, 40 thumbs ups. I'm number 40 for you, buddy. Thank you, Zed, for that. I really appreciate it. These thumbs ups keep coming in, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button. 42 are here. Keep them coming. Let me know what number you are. Thank you all very much. Okay, I got 2 trips for you. I thought I'd throw these at you. How would you like to go on an around the world trip? How about that? Okay, an around the world trip. The first one I have for you is a combination airplane ride and cruise. And it starts in New York City or in Newark, depending on which flight you grab. And you fly out of JFK or Newark, and you fly to Singapore, the longest airplane ride in the world being offered now. And you can fly on a brand new Airbus A350-900 XWB, which is extra wide plane. The A350-900 is capable of flying almost 19 hours in the air, if not longer. Premium economy, one way, $1,144, or business class for $7,583 one way from JFK to I believe it's to Auckland. Once you get there, you will then join up with the Queen Mary 2 cruise ship. Now, let me double check this and get this all figured out. Sorry, I have to correct myself. The longest airplane ride in the world is not to Auckland, New Zealand. The longest airplane ride is New York to Singapore. All right. And it's on Singapore Airlines. I should have seen that on my notes, but I didn't read it. Singapore Airways, one way to catch a cruise ship. Now, if you do the round trip, you'll pay more, of course, but not double these prices. But in any event, $1,144 is a premium economy that I found leaving February the 21st of 2023, and business class $7,583. All right. Could you get a cheaper fare on a day or two sooner or a week sooner? Maybe, but that's up to you if you want to be in Singapore longer. Once you get to Singapore on the 23rd of February, you're going to get ready to go on a cruise that is going to leave Singapore on, hang on a second. Sorry, you land on the 21st of February. 23rd of February, the cruise is leaving. Okay, a couple days. But if you get there a week before the cruise, the airfare might be different. All right. Now, I have a 66-day cruise for you from Singapore, and it ends up all the way to New York City and Brooklyn. Okay, you get on the ship in Singapore, and you are heading for 2 days at sea until you get to Bali, which is a really nice resort area. You have 3 days at sea, and you end up in Darwin, Australia. That will get you there Thursday, March 2nd. 3 days at sea, and you're now at Arley Beach, Australia. 1 more day, sea day, you're in Brisbane, Australia. 2 more sea days, and you're in Sydney, Australia for 2 nights. 2 nights. Then you have a sea day to go to Melbourne, Australia for a night. 1 sea day, and you're in Kangaroo Island, Australia. The next day in Adelaide, Australia. 2 more sea days, and you're in Busselton, Australia, and then Perth, Australia, March the 21st. So you are getting a wonderful Australian experience on this cruise so far. All right. Once you leave Perth, you're now, that's the 21st of March. On the 22nd, it's a sea day until the 28th of March, 6 days. You end up in Port Louis in Mauritius. And on Thursday, March 30th, you're in Point de Galle in Reunion Island. 3 more sea days, you're in Durban, South Africa. You're heading west. 1 sea day later, you're in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Another sea day, and you have 2 nights in Cape Town, South Africa. And you can probably go Tabletop Mountain, get a tour up there, and get phenomenal photos of that whole region. I've seen some beautiful videos from up there. Stunning. 1 sea day later, you're in Walvis Bay, Namibia. That's April the 10th. Now, from the 11th of April until the 18th of April, you're at sea, and you end up in the Tenerife in the Canary Islands. And from there, you have 3 sea days until you end up in Southampton in the UK. And from there, you have, from the 23rd of April, you then go on the sea. You're at sea from 24th of April till April the 30th when you land in Brooklyn, New York. And you have circumnavigated, you've gone around the world with an airplane ride and a 66-day cruise. Now, the cruise, costs for the cruise, if you take an inside room, you're going to be paying approximately $12,387 for 66 days on board. Now, 100 a night would be $6,600. 200 a night would be $13,200. This is $12,300, so it's under 200 a night for an inside room. A brochure, an ocean view room on sale would be $15,976, over 200 a night. Balcony is $16,073. That is the deal right there. Why pay $15,900 to be inside ocean view when for $100 more you got a balcony? That's the way you go. $16,073. If you want a suite, cough up $30,662 plus the airfare I mentioned. So this is a per person deal. So if you're going to take a balcony, you're at $32,000 ballpark. And if you're going to fly business class, you're at 15,000 more. You're at $47,000 to circle the globe with an airplane ride to Singapore and then a cruise. My recommendation, of course, is get to Singapore a week before. Time change yourself. Get used to the time change. Going to be like 12 plus hours time difference. Get used to the climate. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the city, because the first couple of days you're just going to be trying to convert, and then ready for your cruise, and you're good to go. All right, so that is the first example of a holiday. Now, the second one is a around the world cruise that starts in 2024, January the 3rd. That's a year, not quite a year from now. And it's 123 nights, New York to New York, around the world, on board the Queen Mary 2, this actual ship again. By the way, the Queen Mary 2 was built in 2004, was refurbished in 2016. It's 151,000 gross tons. She's 1,132 feet long, very long ship, and 131 feet wide. Can carry a maximum of 3,064 passengers and a crew of 1,253. I would imagine that this round-the-world cruise, it may be a sellout, but then again, it may not. Certain segments might be sellouts, maybe not. So that all depends, okay? But if you'd like to go on a cruise that leaves New York City on January the 3rd, 2024, you'll get to Brooklyn on Wednesday, Jan 3rd. Leave the town of New York, and on January the 11th, 8 days later, after 7 sea days, you'll be in Southampton. You'll spend the day in Southampton. 2 sea days later, you're in Lisbon, Portugal. And you have a sea day. You're going to Tenerife in the Canary Islands. And now, guess what? You're at the sea on January the 17th. On January the 25th, you land in Walvis Bay, Namibia. Sound familiar? We're going the opposite direction. 3 days later, you're in Port Elizabeth. Then 1 sea day later, you're in Cape Town for 2 nights. 2 sea days later, Durban, South Africa is where you're going to end up on your next stop. Once you've left Durban, that's Sunday, February the 4th, you're there. You said the 5th of February, the 6th of February, 7th of February, you're at sea. And Thursday, February the 8th, you will be at Point de Galet in Reunion Island. February the 9th, Port Louis, Mauritius. Then you have from February the 10th until the 16th, sea days, and you end up in Perth, Australia, Saturday, February the 17th. 3 sea days later, Adelaide, Australia. That's Feb 21. That's a summer down there, summer in Australia. 1 sea day later, 2 nights in Melbourne. 1 sea day later, 2 nights in Sydney. 3 nights later, you're in Yorkeys Knob, Australia, March the 2nd. 3 sea days later, you're in Darwin, Australia. That's Wednesday, March the 6th. After Darwin, you have 2 sea days, and you will end up in Bitung, Indonesia. Bitung. 3 sea days later, you're in Hong Kong for 2 nights. 1 sea day later, Da Nang, Vietnam. Another sea day later, Nha Trang, Vietnam. Another sea day later, you're in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Sea day later, 2 nights in Singapore. That's March 22nd, 23rd. 2 nights in Singapore. A sea day later, you're in Penang, Malaysia. Then the next day, Langkawi, Malaysia. And the next day, Phuket, Thailand. 3 days after that, Colombo, Sri Lanka. 4 days later at sea, you're in Doha in Qatar. Dubai for 2 nights, the next 2 nights. And then you have a couple of sea days. And you end up in Salalah, Oman. 4 sea nights later, you're in Petra in Jordan. A sea night later, you're cruising the Suez Canal. Another sea day later, you're in Athens, Greece. You have 2 sea days later, Barcelona, Spain. 1 sea day later, you're in Cadiz, Spain, where all the cruise ships get refurbished, the big boys. 3 sea days later, you're in Southampton, England. And 60 days later, you're back in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. You have then circumnavigated the planet on the Queen Mary tour. 2. Cost for this cruise, and this is where the deal is. If you take an inside room on this ship, you're going to be 123 nights, okay? 123 nights. Inside room, $17,900. That is less than $100 a night per passenger. If you're going on an ocean view, you're going to pay $24,892, and that is about $200 a night. The balcony, $25,397. I take that deal over the inside anytime, about $200 a night. And a brochure suite, that's the big one, $63,993 for 123 nights. So you're talking about $500 a night per person in a suite. Balcony, $400 a night per couple. Inside room, you'll make it happen for about $36,000 base fare. And then, of course, you have other charges on top of that. But 123 nights, 4 months, a 4-month round the world, once in a lifetime cruise for some of you folks. No plane ride necessary unless you need a plane ride to New York and back. Interesting cruise. I thought I'd mention those two just as a little, hey, if you ever have a bucket list kind of cruise, here you go. Not bad. Right on. Sylvia, I can go to the kitchen myself and make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the child. Laughing out loud. Ken, cheers from Kelowna, number 42. Thank you, Ken. Jason Kimmins, the cruise industry shouldn't mess with the food or the entertainment. That's a quick way to push customers to all-inclusive resorts. I could not agree more with that. Totally on side with that comment. Ruth Ann is here. I'm concerned about the Norwegian getaway. People keep reporting about exhaust and fumes on the top floors, including the H2O spice for at least 2 cruises now, getting worse. Anyone know about this? Does anyone have news on that? A few years back, I put together a round-the-world trip on a repositioning cruise from Seattle to Singapore, flew to Italy, took another cruise from Italy to Fort Lauderdale, 10 days in the Caribbean, flew home. That is a great sounding cruise. Seattle to Singapore on the cruise, fly to Italy, go from Italy to Fort Lauderdale, 10 days in the Caribbean, and flew home. Nice. Tim Bowman, total cost was under $5,000. Inside cabins and economy seating, it was fabulous. I can imagine it would be. Wow, that's amazing, says Christina. What a trip. Once you go balcony, you never go back. Christina, that is so smart. Spicy Android number 43. Jeannie, Christina, once you go sweet, you never go back. G.I. Lewis, hello, everybody. Louise, you can bring ingredients on a cruise. Russell, I'm going to an all-inclusive in a month. There you are. This is the thing about cruise lines. They're up against it with all-inclusive resorts. If you're going to take an all-inclusive in Mexico, Cuba, if you're able to go to Cuba, or to Dominican Republic or Barbados, some of these places, it's very cheap to be in these all-inclusives. You compare these upcharges that the cruise lines are nailing you with now, and it's not even close anymore. Now you're looking at a ridiculous charge. You might be looking at $6,000-7,000 for a 1-week cruise that used to run $4,000 all in. It's just gone ballistically stupid. So yeah, I can see all-inclusives gaining market share here. Rocky, how is Cunard handling all the increases in charges you've been talking about on the night? Again, I don't know. These these $200 a night deals for around the world cruise. That's top quality service, 5.5-star cruise line, Cunard. I mean, we're not talking Carnival here. We're talking nice. It's owned by Carnival, but it's not a Carnival brand. Nice brand. Would be a very interesting cruise, but of course you will pay gratuities. You will pay for drinks. There are the additional upcharges, but boy, take an inside room here for under $100 a night per person. That's a nice place to start. You'll quickly make the entire ship your balcony. You'll just consider your cabin a bedroom with a small bathroom, and that's it. From there, you're just going to run the rest of the ship. But yeah, there's a lot of stops in that cruise for 123 days, and a lot of places that you might never ever get to unless you took a cruise like this, to really see places you'd never ever see in any other way. Amazing, isn't it? Folks, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I want to say thanks for these thumbs ups, 48 of them. We're just about at the halfway point, and I really appreciate it. Nathan is saying that Norwegian has offered me a free at C plus package, 588 per person, high shelf liquor, unlimited Starbucks, unlimited Wi-Fi, $50 short excursion credits, some bottled wine is also included. And that's the only way you can go on some of these cruises is when you get these all-in offers where they are throwing them at you because they can't fill the ship, especially during shoulder season. But if you're going to book, you're going to book February in the Caribbean, you're going to pay heavy because you want to be in Easter time in the Caribbean. You're going to pay at Easter time for the Caribbean. But, you might find a deal here in shoulder season, April, May. There might be some deals. Next fall, there might be deals. You just have to shop around, keep your eyes open. Sharon, have a great night, Bruce. Continued healing to Jen. Indeed, JJ, NCL Getaway July cruise. I'll report back, Ruth. I will let you know. Eddie Albert, vacation ships are done. Not worth the money any longer, says Eddie. Well, like I say, these all-inclusives, they're out there for, $2,000 a person for a full week. All the booze you can drink, coffee, specialty coffees, your meals. I mean, worth considering. You're just not going anywhere. You're just in one place. But if you're looking for sunshine and getting a tan and relaxing and eating well and whatever, that might be for you. Some of these spots in Mexico, darn nice. Anyway, Tim Bowman, that QM cruise sounds interesting. That Queen Mary cruise, yes, it does indeed, doesn't it? 2024 departure. Thank you all again for joining me this week. Thanks for the thumbs ups, guys, helping us get towards the 100 mark. 49 have come in, and hopefully on the rerun, we'll pull the other 50 or so in, and we'll make 100 thumbs ups again. Join me next Monday for the big show, 8 o'clock Eastern. And of course, if you're a member of this channel, join me at 7 o'clock Eastern time every Monday night, the sponsor member hangout show just for members. Eddie Albert, best to Jen. Keep up the work. Thank you, my friend Russell. All-inclusive, $3,000 total, and an included airfare. And that's the other thing for some folks. That is the clincher right there. Rocky, I wonder what the river cruises are doing with charges. Gonna have to take a look at those maybe for next week. I'll see if I can do some digging on river cruise costs and see what they're all about. All right, kids, all the best to you. We'll see you here next Monday. Don't miss it. Thank you again for your attendance and the thumbs up. 50 of them are here. You gotta love 50 thumbs ups. Catch you all next week, says Jeannie. You bet. Take care in East Tennessee. Hopefully it'll be warmer for everybody next week. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thanks again from Palm Desert. Have a great week all. Bye for now.